Welcome back. Here we are, post 100 vinyl finds with vinyl finds 101. Let's do this. So I hope you enjoyed the last video there with Tali, the special guest. I had a lot of fun. We both had a lot of fun making it. And I had a lot of fun reading the comments that you guys left below. Yeah, I'm going to try and convince her to come on and do a couple more of these videos because it was really cool. It was a really nice change of video. But yeah, I guess we're back to the normal routine now. As you can probably tell by the grey gloom and this winter thing, we're pretty much well into autumn. It's freezing cold. Today is grey, overcast, and raining. And yeah, that's it really. I actually had filmed this video about a month ago and I had accidentally deleted the video file and I tried to recover it. It just wasn't going to happen, so I have to refilm it. So I've already, this is the second time doing this, but I've given it a bit of space. So I don't know why I'm telling you that. It's not really relevant, is it really, to the video? But we're here now. I'm here to entertain you for 15-20 minutes. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, this is a whole bunch of rock-ish. There's some folk, indie, rock, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, weird stuff. I finally got a copy of the Smiths' Strange Ways, Here We Come. This is the final, I'm going to say Stooges. The final Smiths album. And it was one that I first connected with properly. Weirdly enough, it's not normally where people start with the Smiths, but yeah, this came out in 1987. For me, it's I'm not going to say it's their best record, but it's my favorite Smiths record. Does that make it their best? It's definitely my favorite. There's some really, really nice tracks here, especially Unhappy Birthday, Death of a Disco Dancer, yeah, I Won't Share You. The three that I really like, which aren't the most well known on here, but yeah, really happy to get this. It's like a really immaculate Australian pressing. I don't know. I just think on this, the songwriting and the craft of the songs were really sharp and really well put together and really well produced. I think it all sort of came together for me in a complete way, I suppose, on this one. So that was really nice to get. I'll move these out of the way in case you guys, the camera can see them. This is one that I, if you know this, you know this. It's really great. I had been aware of Robbie Bach for a few years now, and I've been wanting to get the Falconer's Arms Part 1 and Part 2, and I saw this in a local store, and I picked it up straight away, and I was like, all right, if this is Robbie Bach, this is going to be good. I took it home and I was absolutely blown away by how amazing this is. Really gorgeous, really, I guess, uplifting and spiritual. Robbie Bach plays like a 6-string steel guitar, and he has these really soaring vocals that sound, very soaring and spiritual and beautiful. And reading up on this is sort of his love letter to the American wilderness, I guess you would call it. So yeah, just I'll give you a couple of song titles here: Rocky Mountain Raga, Green River Suite, Blue. There's a whole bunch of them on here. Elk Dreamers to Lament, Call of the Wind. So yeah, it's really beautiful. Now this is not an original pressing. I think it originally came out on Windham Hill, but don't let that put you off because a lot of Windham Hill is quite cheesy. This is not like that at all. It's a very powerful piece of music, I think. This is a reissue on Known Life Records. So it originally came out in 1978, and this is a reissue from a couple of years ago. So yeah, not necessarily Robbie Bach I was looking out for, but definitely one that I absolutely love. This is a wonderful piece of music. I can highly recommend this. Visions of the Country, Robbie Bach. Wonderful. We'll get into in sort of folk veins, something that I'm happy to finally get a copy of. Willis, Allen, Ramsay. Big thank you to Anthony for switching me onto this. Would have been about a year or two ago now. I remember seeing this cover and thinking, what the hell is this? Looks like a Lord of the Rings, or looks like something from The Hobbit or something here, based on that. But I checked it out, and Anthony said it sounds a lot like Ryan Adams from 1975, whenever this came out. 72. There you go. Yeah, this is a really nice, beautiful record. To me, it sounds very much like a summer evening, really relaxed. I guess it's sort of like a country-tinged folk record, very similar to sort of, I guess you would call it roots music or roots Americana. Very much in the vein of J.J. Cale. It's on J.J. Cale's label, I think, which is Shelter Records. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think J.J. Cale maybe produces a whole bunch of stuff on here. Yeah, so Leon Russell, J.J. Cale, and Elliot Mazer, who I know did a lot of work with Neil Young, right, on the Harvest album. I think he was a producer. Really cool. Listen to the track, The Ballad of Spider John, or Muskrat Candlelight. Yeah, I'm so happy to get a copy of this. Great, really great. I want to find more stuff like this. If you know this record and you have some recommendations, please let me know, because really digging it. It just, I've had this for a few months now, and it's been really good listening for the end of summer. Willis, Allen, Ramsay. Next up, we have Bert Jansch, Birthday Blues. This is only, there's not many more I need, I feel, from Bert Jansch. This is one of the missing pieces, Birthday Blues. This is a New Zealand transatlantic pressing. The absolute highlight for me, one of my favorite Bert tracks, is called Poison, which is just this really great groove to it. There's a lot of, I guess it's less singer-songwriter and there's a lot more of a band thing going on here. For me, Danny Thompson, who plays the bass, obviously from Pentangle, is on here. Terry Cox, Danny Thompson. I don't know who Duffy Power is on harmonica, but what a great name. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm really happy to get this, but yeah, definitely a bit more in a band setting, I suppose. Birthday Blues. And look at that for a cover. I said before, it's got a puppy, a cool guy in a denim jacket, Helvetica font. What more could you want? Yeah, really cool. Really great record. I think, Poison is probably my favorite Bert Jansch song. So yeah, really happy to get that. The next two, the covers sort of like match each other quite well. Look at that. They're kind of like a pastel-y, this could be the thumbnail of the video if I do this and smile to the camera a bit. So we'll go with this one first. I almost wasn't going to pick this up when it came out, but a friend offered it to me quite cheap, and I'm so glad I picked it up. Antipodean Anomalies. So this is a compilation on Left Ear Records, and it's basically a compilation of really strange, and I guess you would call it outsider music, from like 78 to 1985, of music from Australia and New Zealand. So the majority of this is stuff from Australia, and there's some really interesting stuff. It's like avant-garde 80s. It's so fucking hard to describe what this is like, but it's really cool, really interesting. I don't know. I can't describe it. Really cool. One of the tracks that really blew me away on here is a song that's basically, I guess it's sang. I would say it's sang. It's basically a spoken word piece with some strange electronics behind it, and it's done completely in Te Reo, which is it's basically the traditional Maori language. So it's all spoken that, and it's basically a history of New Zealand, but sang in Te Reo Maori, and it's really beautiful. The track came out in 1989, and it's done by Ngahiwi Apanui. The track's called Whakapapa. So what I'll do is I'll put a link down below to the audio. But I think it was just really unique, really beautiful. I know Alex Motoric 24/7. Hey Alex, that's your YouTube name as well? I think bought this too, and he really rates it. And I know Chris Cole, if you're watching this, there's a track here by Free Radicals, who I know you really like, and you've asked for me to, if you ever see that record, grab you a copy, because that's on there too. In terms of the Australian artists, I don't recognize them, to be honest, but it's all really cool. Antipodean Anomalies. There's sort of I'll call it like a sister album, but they're not on the same label. But there's a compilation that came out called Midday Moon that also came out last year, and that's a compilation of New Zealand and Australian ambient stuff from the 80s, and that's really cool. It's quite expensive, so I'm hoping to find it cheap and grab that. I'll put the artwork here, but that's definitely worth checking out too if you're interested in that sort of stuff. I should really get that at some point. Onto this one. Actually, the back cover is probably a lot more fitting. Now I look at them. This is the Dead Sea Patience, another one I picked up quite cheap from a friend. I was a bit skeptical about grabbing this one because I know it's not massively regarded as a big piece for them, but I really enjoy this. It's like a couple of reviews online said this is like their stadium rock record, which is not really true, but it's also probably the most accessible. There's almost moments in here where they're playing guitar that's almost metal, but not really. They get into a groove and they sound quite musical. Really good. I'm really enjoying this. Like if I would recommend a starting point for this band, check out this album here. So it's the Dead Sea Patience on Bada Bing from 2000 and I want to say 5-ish. Great, really great stuff. Really big fan. All right, if you made it this far, you're in for a treat because there's two big want listers here for me that I finally got. One is the Stooges Funhouse. You all know this record. I managed to get a first Dutch pressing. Just really cool to have this physically now. I know this record off by heart. Massive want lister. This one's in really great shape. It's a little bit noisy, but the music's so loud that you can, basically when it kicks in, you don't really hear it anyway. It's on the brown Electra label. Do I need to talk about this, really? I don't. Oh, it's upside down. There we go. Super happy to get this. That's one of the ones that I was, I mentioned in a previous video that I had 12 records that I want to get this year that were within reach. That was one of them. So, yeah. And then I also picked up on a trade, My Bloody Valentine Isn't Anything. This is an original 1990 creation pressing. I know that I probably should have got the reissue over this one, but the inner record collector, and because I have an original of Loveless, I just had to get the companion original pressing. And this is an album that it's not unmemorable. It's not unmemorable, but I always forget how good it is. Like every time I put it on, I go, oh, there's some really great tracks on here. No more. I'm not going to read them out. Feed Me With Your Kiss, is absolutely wonderful. Lately I've been enjoying this one heaps more than Loveless because I know Loveless off by heart, and I've just, it's been really nice to reacquaint myself with this record, and really wonderful. I'm actually going to put this on when I finish doing this video again, I think. This is really great. I don't need to talk about this, do I? You all know this record. That brings us to an end. What are we on here? 15 minutes. Jesus Christ. Oh, and quick. All right. I think we're at the end. Onwards and upwards. More to come. I'm going to film that the collection video pretty soon, I think. So we'll get that underway. If you have any things that you want me to show or talk about, or any ideas for videos, I'm happy to do like a request thing for something different. Please let me know. I'm sure I can get something together within reason, unless you're asking for something that I don't have or some genre that I don't really have much of. But give me some ideas. I don't know. Tell me what you want to see. We'll see what we can do. All right, time to end it. I hope you're doing really well. I guess most of you guys are getting into summertime now, so you'll probably be spending less time watching people talk on camera and more time outside. I'm sort of preparing for a cold, grey winter ahead. Yeah. All right. See you guys. Bye.